extraordinaire on that song was Tori Truesdale. next for you is a two-movement song, so there'll be a little commotion after the march. I heard the second movement of this down at Allstate 2 years ago. It's called After the Thunder, and it's a very slow, emotional piece that goes with the theme to Sousa's The Thunderer. You'll hear the theme throughout the song. It takes a reasonably good band to pull off a piece of music like this. So often we feel, or people assume that if it's slow, it's easy. That is exactly the opposite. Something that is this slow takes a ton of concentration, a ton of air support, and a lot of watching. So please refrain from applause between the two, and listen throughout. And I think what the guy was trying to do, he was trying to recapture John Philip Sousa, who is definitely one of the most foremost march composers in the world, and continues to be today. So The Thunderer and After the Thunderer. tell you how many hours we put in on that song. And when I first passed it out, I can't say that they enjoy it. And the more that we played it every day, it kept becoming more and more a part of them. And if I can honestly say anything will last forever with them, it will be this song. Out of all the songs we've ever played, it will probably be this one song. The next song that we're going to play for you is a request by Emily Dobbs. And we all know that Emily gets whatever she wants. And it's called Ireland, Legend of War, and it's by Robert Smith. I think you'll enjoy this one. I lied. Actually, I have a couple of announcements to make. This year's outstanding senior, for its turn, goes to John Weisel. Last year he was a member of All-State Orchestra, and this year he was a member of All-State Honors Band. And that comes with I want to say gift certificate savings bond from the Music Boosters. And this year's Walter Braun Award goes to another outstanding senior trumpet player extraordinaire, Mr. Jonathan Klinger. Yes, John, I'm not done talking. Well, that's fine, but I'm not done talking. Okay. This year, Rocker Music, thank you. Always obedient. This year, Rocker Music told me that they would sponsor a person going to band camp, and so at this time, I would like to give that scholarship, or at least tell her about that scholarship right now, and that will go to Catherine Myers. The Purple Knights and Squires of Rockford is a non-for-profit philanthropic organization. I do not say that. Just have trouble with those words. The mission of the Purple Knights is to support the Rockford area young men and women who participate in instrumental work programs within their school and in their community. Consistent with this mission are the college scholarships in the music arts, which the organization began awarding 5 years ago. The prestigious Knights of the Arts and Squire of the Arts scholarships were founded to recognize exceptional graduating high school seniors who excel as vocal or instrumental musicians and who intend to continue their training in music at the college level. For the third year in a row, we have been given money, and this year, the Purple Knights of Rockford is delighted to award a $1,000 Squire of the Arts scholarship to John Weisel. And it comes with this handy-dandy little plaque. The Purple Knights over the last 3 years have awarded $5,000 to Winnebago students. And now that I told you how awesome John is, he's going to stand, he told me, while he plays a solo called Something Made Up by Someone, Him. Okay, I'm sure you're in for a treat.
all over.
He's exceptional. And back to the original conversation, we're going to play Ireland Legend War. got was Rachel Matassi on oboe, and Rachel was also a solo on Ireland War, Stephanie Remake, and another drum section back there. Oh, and Heather Green on alto. Okay, we're going to do all those marching routines that we worked so hard on.
For all that you've done for us over the past 8 years. This will be a small token of our appreciation.
This is for making it harder than it should. Right, Phil Beck and Jeff Virgin. This is for making you work harder than you should. Thank you very much. Enjoy the show.
Are you guys starting to wonder who the boss is here? For years I had wanted to have my company parade, and I've never had the money to do it, or never wanted to put the money in that direction, I should say. And that's what the seniors gave me, and a certificate, and I can send my trumpet away. So Rockford Music, don't leave here tonight until you have that. I think they're pretty impressive when they're sitting there. Someday we'll have jackets for everybody, but we're going to play Sweet Land of Liberty, one of my favorite songs. I think you'll play it. First Man on My Mind is coming up next. I want to announce my seniors that will be going on to other things other than my band. I remember saying back when they performed in 6th grade that they were a bunch of squirrels. And I was told that I could not use that word. And I don't, after 7 years, I haven't come up with a better word for them. I tried, but it just hasn't happened. They are a bunch of wonderful, fun squirrels. When they were in 6th grade, I thought them the good enough band. They would always say, Mrs. Holbrook, we're good enough. I don't got to do it again. And they still sing. Okay? Each class has their own little thing. But they're just a delightful class to have around, and we've done a lot together. This group's been to Williamsburg, correct? We've been to New York. We've been to Lightning Games, contests, and between the 4 years of high school band, have probably raised $30,000 in fundraisers working to raise that money to take these trips. So at this point, I would like to announce my seniors. And when you come up, please go start over there, I guess, and I have a little rose for you. Start with Becky Amion. Okay? She is my first year trombone in concert band. And Becky moved here, and she's always a positive person. She has a great attitude, and one of her really strong points is she tends to keep just in key and Casey Bowling in line, because both those boys need chains. And while I'm announcing these, I would like the parents to come up and join them also, please, because you're important too. At least you were at one time. So if your parents are here, please come up and join your senior. Second, Billy Lewis. Okay. I can tell you tons of stories about Billy Lewis. Billy's been an outstanding drummer. In fact, I remember back in 6th grade, we had our own time. And it was because Billy always went his own time. We eventually started calling it Billy time. And it is stuck forever. Even now I'll say, Billy, are we back on Billy time? Kevin Meyer. Finally, the final Meyer. Don't know everybody. The one thing I know that every one of the Myers children have been extremely talented, and I will miss their talent. Jeff Merchant. Basketball player extraordinaire, and in all honesty, a mighty fine Berry player also. Mike Matrenga, Jeff's sidekick. They're always together. A few differences, however. Mike is also a good basketball player, a great football player. However, he's a lot quieter than Jeff. I asked the other day as Jeff was harassing some girl down the hall if Mike could get Jeff a date. He said, no, he's been trying for years. He can't do that. Kyle Shaver. Kyle moved here after 6th grade, and I don't know if he was impressed with the band or his mother was, and so she signed him up for lessons, and he's been here ever since then, and he's quite a character. If you haven't had the opportunity to have a conversation with him, you should do so sometime. And he's also turned into quite a timidist for me. Lisa Bay, saxophone player. I remember as a freshman, Lisa wrote an article for the Totem Post, and she stated that her band was favorite class, and I hope it still is. Good, that was the A answer, Lisa, very good. Jessica Southern, sweetheart extraordinaire, dependable, good worker, always gives 100% and always has a positive attitude, and I really enjoyed her sitting in the front this year. Tracy Beal, another sweetheart, dependable, good worker, great good player, always has a smile, and lots of fun to be around. Greg Rita, actually is very quiet in class. I understand that's not so outside of school, but this is just rumors. He's been a great sax player for me, and this year was a soloist in this year's jazz band. Kara Lowing. Kara Lowing is a super fun player. Extremely fun, and she's the mediator between Jonathan and Megan Sartorius. Okay? And if you notice, she's holding her hand kind of funny. Okay? That's because last night she broke her arm. Okay? Now she's here today, so she can play in the concert. She's played whatever she could left-handed. I think that's miraculous. Josh probably has no clue how instrumental he has been in my teaching techniques. You know, when you first come to a school, everything's gonna be perfect, and this is gonna happen, and this is gonna happen. And, you know, I remember Josh wanted to take a solo, and he got a second on it, okay? And I was feeling bad for him, and he came up and he said, "See, I told you I could do it." And from that point on, my whole attitude changed. Okay, so Josh, I would imagine a good many people want to thank you for that. Chris Hutchinson, one of those kids in junior high that you want to strangle, then they grow up and they care and they surprise the heck out of you. And Chris has become the main force in the trumpet section. He's really improved over the last few years. I really enjoyed him. Heather McQueen. Heather McQueen is a very fine sax player. One of the things that I'll always remember about Heather is she always has excuses. And when one doesn't work, she just goes on to the next one. She didn't want to come to a basketball game one night, so she's like, "Well, I have to work." Okay, well, that didn't work. I said, "Too bad, you have to come." And we rose about 4 and 5, she said, "But it's my birthday." Well, by this time, I didn't care. Dan Roble, outstanding percussionist. I understand that they probably don't call him Danny anymore, but I have called him Danny forever. And he's always been very quiet and reserved, although in band. Is that your mom's or your dad's? Oh, I saw the resemblance in the legs, okay. Danny's always been a kid that I could count on and depend to learn his, I could always depend on him to learn his music, and partly because his dad is a phenomenal drum instructor and player, and so Danny had all that wonderful help at home. Matt Bakie. Matt Bakie was, by far, one of the most annoying kids I ever had in my life. And he still is. But he's a fun annoying. He's a great piano player, and he has a wonderful willingness to learn. He will always take on something new, and you have to admire that. Bethany Deal. I guess I have to say on the wall, Bethany, something that I can talk about. Bethany's had a tough year this year, but through it all, she continued to smile, and she gave 100% every day that she was at school, not only in band, but in her studies. Deanie Herb. This young man should truly be cloned. Okay? What a kid. He's just a nice kid. I have, a lot of people give a lot when there's something at the end of it. Danny gives 100%, even if there is no reward, even if he can't be the best at it, he still does the best that he possibly can. Jackie Wells. Jackie's been the person this year in the front row that I have, sat there and made all my little remarks to that because I put her in the back of the room. Jackie's outstanding in sports, smiling positively, and genuinely a warm and nice person. Fun to have around. Elizabeth Weir. Liz has always been one of my favorite people to pick on. I could always get her to do whatever I wanted by 3 easy words. I'll call Mom. And it works with her daughter. Her daughter came up to me, the younger daughter today, and said, "Can I wear these Toms to the concert?" And I said no, and she started whining, and I said, "I'll call Mom." She goes, "Oh, fine, I'll wear my shoes." Nick Germany. It's a tough decision deciding which Timmerman I enjoy the most, Nick, his mom, or his dad. And the 3 of them are kind of really close in personality. They always make you feel warm, they always make you feel important, and Nick, give us that smile. Come on, it's great. He's got a wonderful smile and he uses it all the time, and I'm sure it probably gets him out of a lot of trouble. I know it's always worked with me. John Beisel. As you heard, is a tuba player extraordinaire who takes his tuba wherever he goes. He's on his way to Tennessee Tech on a scholarship. It's hard to describe John, but the other day I was leaving school and he was by his locker and an apple fell out. And he's standing there all by himself and he goes, "Oh, it's okay, little fellow. You didn't get bruised." And if music doesn't work out for John, I think you're going into locksmithing, aren't you? Justin Severson. Hey, Justin. There you go. This was another one of those want to kill type kids. Okay? This boy, and I'm not exaggerating in the least, he should have been caged in 8th and 9th grade. Okay? In 10th grade, he should have only been left out on weekends. Okay? In 11th grade, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, he became my buddy. And I became his buddy. At first, it was kind of strange, but it worked out really well. All-state trumpet player, wonderful guy. Thank you. Jonathan Klinger. I don't think there's a person in town that doesn't know this young man. Jonathan has been class president. He has been an all-state trumpet player for 2 years. If you haven't met him, do it. He's got a wonderful personality. One of the things I enjoy about him the most is the fact that he never shuts up, yet he's the first person to tell you that he's not ever talking. And he's been doing this forever. He's my 5th grade student director, one of them this year. And Jonathan, if you ever need another profession, you really belong in education. Okay, because we need the disabilities in the world. Greg Kovac. Okay, I talked about these types of kids that you wanted to strangle. I've announced a couple of them. Well, I have to admit, with Greg, I actually plotted it. Okay, I fantasized about what he could possibly do. I could shoot him, I could hang him, I could crucify him, all these things. And all of them sounded wonderful. But I always believe that if you keep trying, you will eventually get through to a student. Now, I don't know if he was hit by lightning over the summer or what happened, but Mr. Kovac, I absolutely adore you this year. And at the variety show, he came up, and teachers, you know, just like everybody, like to be told nice things. And he came up and he put his arms around me and he said, "Thank you, Mrs. Holbrook, for hanging in there." And that really meant a lot. she's had going for her is the fact that Emily has got to spend one half of her life in my van. And I got to enjoy her also. Parents, I truly have enjoyed this group. We've done a lot, and I would have to admit that this group, oh my gosh, he's even right here, John Doyle. I always forget one. It's because he's so quiet. I know. He's not one of those kids I ever wanted to strangle, so you tend to, they kind of blend in. John is going into police enforcement when he gets out of school, and I think he's going to be wonderful at it. And I'm sorry. I truly enjoyed this class. Like I said earlier, this group has probably taught me more about being an educator as I have taught them. You're with these kids 8 years. There isn't anybody else that gets the opportunity, and I don't always think it's an opportunity, but tonight I'm feeling no because I'm Tyler. But it is an opportunity. Not many people do get to spend 8 years. Principals don't get it. No other teacher does. I get to watch them go through puberty. I get to listen to their voices change. I get to listen to them whine. I get to watch them grow up. And it's cool. Okay? Sometimes I look at them and I think back when they were in 5th grade, and it just amazes me that they're as wonderful as they are. I heard a nice quote the other day, and it says, "Life is a journey, not a destination." Well, I truly believe that education needs to be a journey, because if it is a destination, it becomes stagnant. And I hope that this group has enjoyed my small part of their journey in their life as much as I have enjoyed you guys. I will miss you and your uniqueness, and I hope our 8 years together has given both of us some insights to life.
Before we start this on, she says it's important to the seniors, but I always believe it's more for her than it is for us, because she has, like she just said, grew up with us, and she has dedicated so many years to us, and we're like her children, and so you'll never walk alone, because we'll always keep you in our hearts.
They're a great group. And next year, minus the seniors and plus the 8th graders, that chicken's gonna die eventually. We're gonna be heading to San Antonio, where we're going to have, one heck of a tour, and I will get letters off the parents as soon as it gets engraved in stone. Thank you, have a wonderful year,